And if this doesn't work, I'm just going to go to Facebook. I'm almost just about to give up on YouTube in general. Like, I feel like YouTube's just quality of everything is garbage. It's just turning into a trash dumpster platform because I don't have those problems on Facebook. I can do a Facebook Live and I can stream it with no problems. So I don't know why YouTube requires such a sensitive connection. And then they make everything so hard to read and monetize and, you know, yeah. So nobody's in here so far. So hopefully some people see it and hop in. Um, but yeah, it's just ridiculous the way YouTube is. So far no one has seen it because they're probably trying to watch the other stream, right? They're probably trying to watch the other stream. But yeah, it's straight just dropped me a couple minutes in, you know. So we'll see if it does a little better. But yeah, that's just purely YouTube's in. My connection is not that weak to where that should be happening. I have 2 bars, 3 bars. It's just YouTube requiring a stronger connection than every other platform does. You know, I don't know. I don't know what their issue is. So, yeah. So I'm just gonna do this walk and we'll see if it will stay connected and do any better. And failing that, I'll just go talk on Facebook. And I'll do my bike cardio later, right? But so far, it's not even putting anybody in here because it killed my first stream, and now it doesn't want to kick it over to anybody. So this is YouTube just being horrible YouTube. Yep. All right, but my workout was pretty good. So yeah, I'll have to, again, get the vlog up here in a bit. See, I don't know if this is disconnecting me again because it's not putting anybody in here to see it. So I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. Again, YouTube starts doing this earlier and earlier in the day now. And again, the other platforms don't do this. I can walk over to Facebook after a YouTube disconnects and it will stay connected for an hour and a half. So it's just YouTube being a terror. Everyone needs to just join Facebook. If all my YouTube followers just went to Facebook like normal people, this would be so much easier, right? I don't know anybody who's not on Facebook. It seems weird when I get followers who are like, I'm not on Facebook. I don't know a single human being who doesn't have a Facebook other than like, well, my dad maybe. You know, really old people aren't on Facebook sometimes. But all my aunts are, so, yeah. Weird world. But if this doesn't pick up here in a bit and we don't get some people in here, I'll just go to Facebook, right? We'll just go to Facebook. I'll have to start doing all my lives there anyway soon. And only do the cross-promotional ones in here because YouTube's not paying anything for these walking ones anyways. They're like $1. Unless I get super chats. They do get me a few subscribers. But yeah, I think we're going to go more in that direction to where just more and more content for the other platforms. And everything on YouTube will just be cross-promoted. It's probably the way to go. But this cutting's getting crazy. I'm definitely feeling like I'm getting a little more flat now, which is strange because I'm really carved and salted up. But, you know, it is what it is. Except my back is not. All right, this might be one of those dead streams because if nobody's going to comment in here, there's no point in me sitting in here. I could just go to Facebook instead if I'm not going to get anybody chiming in, 4 people watching, nobody commenting, nobody liking. I could just go to Facebook. I don't know why it's doing this lately with the algorithm here. It was doing them really strong for a bit. Sorry, my shorts are kind of itching. the fitness influencer. Random question, maltodextrin. Um, what do you mean, or do you not know what maltodextrin is? Like, what are you asking me? I don't have a take on maltodextrin. Like, I have no real take at all. I don't eat processed foods really, so do you mean in my protein powder? I mean, I like protein shakes, so sometimes there's some in there with a sweetener. I don't think you should eat processed foods. Like, if you're buying foods that's coming in boxes and packaged, you don't give a flying F about your health. Period. Full stop. Like, if you're buying foods with ingredients on the list, don't tell me that you care about your health or fitness. Full stop. I don't have any particular issue with maltodextrin per se, but, you know, maybe for your protein shakes and stuff, I get it. But if you're literally buying foods with like 7 ingredients, you don't care about your health. You have a trash dumpster diet and a trash dumpster lifestyle, right? You think about the stiff leg deadlift for hypertrophy versus the RDL. I think they're pretty interchangeable, to be fair. I don't think you're going to see a noticeable difference between the two. Go for personal preference. Depends on, do you want a concentric or decentric based movement at that point. Coach, I'm here again. Hopefully it stays connected. I don't know why it just dropped. You should have the crown. You got to get back in immediately. So I restarted as soon as it dropped. Peppermint, I don't know why it just dropped instantly. I was like, man, if it doesn't pick up, I'm just going to not even do a YouTube today. Just go to Facebook. But, right. Yeah, we shouldn't even be having all these conversations about things. I get it outside of a protein shake or something. I don't know why people are buying any of that. Like, you know, I don't really eat refined foods. I mean, you guys see what I eat. I put all my food up on social media. So, you know, I eat single ingredient foods, right? You look on my foods, what's on the container? It says brown rice is the ingredient. You look at my chicken, it says chicken breast as the ingredient, all right? I mean, I get my soy sauce has multiple ingredients. Did Sean Baker really just have a heart attack? Are you trolling me or are you serious? I've already said he's gonna have one. All the cardiologists predicted it. Just so you know, the first 10 minutes, YouTube doesn't send notifications for live streams. What? YouTube, what's wrong with the tubes? Coach, did you have any thoughts on the King trying to fight? Why would the Liver King think he can fight Joe Rogan? He's not even really a trained fighter. Joe Rogan is I mean, you can dislike Joe Rogan all you like, but he's a legitimate badass in the ring, you know. So I don't know what Liver King is pulling. Just another publicity stunt. Morning muscles. Appreciate it. Good morning back to you. But yeah. I think people will enjoy the vlog though today. I kind of said last time, you know what, I'm going to go back to doing all my sets to failure like I used to do when I was younger and like all the old school guys did. A lot of these evidence-based guys were saying no, and then I even said, well, we don't have to train to failure. You know, realistically, everybody trained every set to failure was normal way back in the day. And they all had great physiques and a lot less drugs. I did every single set today to failure, every single exercise. All 3 of my squat and bench sets, I rode to the pins and had to reload the bar between every set. And then I hear all this nonsense from people. I can't replicate my sets if I go to failure. I'm about to call you guys out. Because I did it on camera. You guys watch me hit failure on every single set. And I replicated all of my reps for 3 sets of all these exercises to failure. Literally stuck on the pins on my squat and bench sets. I started all my dips from the bottom too. I walked over and I reset it so I didn't have to climb on the box to where I had to start the first rep out of the full stretch. I got all 3x8 to failure there. Everything I did just replicated my sets. So I've got to question people who are saying, you know, they can't replicate their sets, if they go to failure, well, stop resting 30 seconds between sets for one. Two, get in shape, maybe get your conditioning fixed. Crimmins says sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains, okay. Oh, that's cool, man. We don't know whether the Liver King has any fighting background. He might. Okay, but it's one thing to have a fighting background, but Rogan is a legitimate champion, right? Hey, Lars, I did every set today to failure, and I did not lose a single rep. Now, I only did one set of deadlifts. I stopped there. I'm like, I'm not, the seventh rep, it just kind of stuck right off the floor and just came down. But I wrote all my sets to the pins. Literally wrote everything to the pins and reloaded the bar. I didn't lose a single rep, any exercise. Pull-ups, dips, squat, bench, curls. More plates, more dates. He's a scam artist who overcomplicates gear. He sells SARMs and all sorts of other nonsense. Not saying some of his info is not useful, but you know, look at crap he sells. It's all you need to know. I don't know, Lars, I replicated everything. Now, granted, everything was 5 to 8 reps today, but I replicated them. Love the trees. Oh, cool. Yeah, we need the trees for the shade. And I've never been able to replicate true failure. Well, I mean, are you rest pausing to get to failure? Or you just going to failure and just, you know, when the rep fails, it fails. I think that might be what people do. They're going beyond failure. I just took everything to just normal concentric failure. I lowered weights, and when it wouldn't come up, I dropped it on the pins, you know? Maybe you guys aren't doing cardio, though. I think Liver King should call more plays more days. He could probably defeat him. What? Alan says, apparently just took an hours to deactivate the track Liver King as a stalker. All right. It's just a failure, 3 to 4 minutes rest. I didn't really time it. I just went when I went. It could have been up to 5 minutes between my sets, I guess. I don't know. But I did everything. And it went fine. I mean, I even did a set of deadlifts to failure and then did my next exercises after. It was all good. I never had the issues with that, you know? I mean, when I was younger, I trained everything to failure all the time, except the leg press. I was scared because I didn't want to unload 20 plates off the leg press slide. I might need to, yeah, peppermint, because that's the thing. I've had clients who, like one of my former clients, he kind of miffed me a little bit the way that he dropped, a long timer, because I really went out of the way to help him in a lot of extra stuff and talks and look at his blood work and everything when he wanted to try to get TRT. And I went out of my way for him. And then, you know, coached him for years. But he used to do, you know, minor stuff. He just kind of dropped with no warning. He says, I decided I just can't afford it. Like he pulled a thing where he went on vacation and goes, I just don't want to pay you for coaching while I'm on vacation. He was like a 3-year client. It's like, instead of me, hey, I need to give you a routine to do. But no, I mean, I had one to where he's like, if he did 9 reps with 1 rep in reserve, he called it 1 rep in reserve, he would do 7. And then his third set, he could only get like 3 reps. And I'm like, I kind of get him I'm like, dude, this is not how it should work. But I'm gonna start holding these guys accountable for being out of shape. Like, that's just unacceptable. Because he wasn't even going to failure. And I'm like, I'm back there because I'm like, I always remember being able to replicate sets when I was younger, but I haven't been training to true failure lately. So I started doing it to, like I said, I did it today for every single set of every exercise. And I didn't lose a single rep in the whole workout. My 3rd set of every exercise, I failed with as many reps as I got on the 1st set. And I mean, I'm talking taking stuff to the pins. My squat and deadlift, I got stapled on the last rep every single set, but I still got the same number of reps on every set. Like I just crawled out from under the bar 6 times. They were fairly long, probably 3 to 5 minutes. But isn't that what you know you're supposed to be doing that? So here's the thing I've been saying is kind of the research has showed, if you're losing reps, you are losing stimulus. That's why even the best experts are saying the longer breaks seem to cause more muscle growth. You're literally better off taking longer breaks and doing less total volume, realistically. But I had no problem with that today. And I used to train that way. I'm like, I always remembered it being that way, but then I will get a lot of clients and then followers who are like, I can't do that. And I'm like, really? I'm like, I'm gonna start doing it again. I lose 1 rep across set to set, but I train very close. Peppermint, I took everything to true failure. I replicated every set. I mean, so it's fascinating. Now, granted, my sets, some of them were weaker. My squats are down a little bit. But I think with the cutting, it's definitely a case of I have less meat to squish against while I've been cutting. Like, but I failed on reps 3 times in a row. And it's just, I had to crawl out from under the bar on camera. Yeah. I set the pins on the bench to where I could roll the bar down and just sit up. Failure is failure. Because I think you're just an exemplary lifter. I mean, it could be just the work capacity though. Plus, I do think right now it's the cardio. Probably is helping. But I mean, we can make the case for that then. You know, if people are not in shape and their conditioning is affecting their ability to replicate sets to failure, then their lack of cardio could be hurting their gains. So again, we have to have that talk about well-rounded fitness, don't we? You know, this is his profession, Peppermint. He's exemplary. All right. Do you do more intense cardio? No, not right now. I do 2 to 4 hours of list cardio a day. I do 2 hours on my lifting days and I do 3 plus on my non-lifting days. No, I don't think we need more intense cardio. Not when I'm chasing body composition. Intense cardio should be sport specific. I don't think that's normal, coach. You must be a top tier shave. No. I was like that when I was younger though. That's why I was always shocked that people lose so many reps who aren't even going to failure. You know, it's like on the first set. But I also started as a runner. You know, so I had good conditioning going to lifting. Fitness. I know your stance on quads and your genetics because I've been watching you for a while, but I noticed another video discussed on gaining mass in my quads. I hate these long legs of mine. I mean, obviously squats are king, but if you need more size in your quads, you need to be doing a secondary lift that takes your knee into a full deep bend. And that's the other thing too. You need to make sure that you are squatting as deep as possible if you're struggling with quads. And then any secondary leg exercises, you have to get all the way into the deep range of motion. So anyone who's telling me they can't build quads, I watch them leg press and they're doing half reps. I'm like, no, you have to go hamstrings to heels. If you're struggling with quad development and you're not going hamstrings to heels because you don't have good quad genetics, you're never going to get quads. Someone does box squats exclusively, could they still build legs? Yes, but if you did box squats exclusively due to the nature of the box squat, your quads are going to be smaller. You'll build great adductors though. Well, I've seen best recovery when I do cardio with elevated heart rate. Wall cardio is elevated heart rate. Right? Like this brisk walking, I can assure you my breathing and heart rate are up. You know. The other issue is if you're doing too intense a cardio, it's interfering with your training. It's interfering with your lifting. Yeah, I'm too heavy to run. It would beat me up, beat my joint up at my age and body weight, so I'm not running. I started as a runner, I used to run 5 miles every morning before sunup 7 days a week. But then I started taking lifting seriously. Hit that like for coach. Right? I originally lost weight as a runner. I ran my way through 100 plus pounds of fat loss. But then coach discovered the barbell. Right? Would you consider running once you're down to 180? No, probably not. I mean, I don't know. How about I get to 180 and then worry? I don't know that I want to go all the way to 180. I might go to 185. 180 is a little light. We won't do much 1 to 2 times per week. Okay. Yeah, if I can't do it all the time, I'm not interested. Coach, I used to run too. You were long distance or short? No, long distance. My minimum was 5 miles. Some days I'd go 10, but I used to do 5 miles first thing in the morning. Thoughts on obsessing with optimal everything. Well, you can't be optimal everything. You can be optimal at a couple things, but you're going to have to make sacrifices for it. How serious are you competing? If you're a competitor, then yes, optimal is kind of important on a lot of stuff. But if you're just a casual lifter, optimal, you don't worry about it that much. Unless optimal health, optimal food. I mean, I could make a case for that. If you want to be healthy, you should be thinking in terms of every single food that you eat should be loaded with antioxidants and stuff, right? No empty calories. Regular squats kill my knees after a while. I have psoriatic arthritis. Box squats, okay. I mean, in this case, you're going to have to pick and choose. So if you have this sort of knee arthritis and anything deep is affecting it, you're probably just going to be limited on quads. But there's probably other exercises you could do that might not inflame it. Maybe a goblet squat all the way to depth. I used to run 3 miles to 8 miles mostly. Well, help with my lifting though. Well, what helped with your lifting? What can help with your lifting? I don't understand your question. You didn't say what it is. All right, next. I think some of the guys forget that they might have had another thing going and it's multiple conversations, so I don't know what they're talking about. Will liver cream help with your what? Running? No, running's not going to help your lifting. No, not at all. A little bit lower intensity cardio can help with your recovery, possibly between sets and between workouts, but running, probably not, no. Tips for elbow tendonitis, just above the elbow on the backside. High rep band press downs. 50 plus rep sets with mini bands. All right. And quit doing whatever's causing the tendonitis while you work on the band press downs. Also, you might need to start going lighter on any tricep extensions you're doing. Coach, I put several reps on my top work sets for wide bench in 2 weeks by measuring a reverse grip bench. Oh, cool. I mean, reverse grip is not for everyone. I think it's a good exercise. It's just the racking and re-racking is rather problematic. Coach, what happened to Lacey? How would I know? I mean, it's not like I know her in real life, so she used to send messages to me over on Facebook, and then she decided she thought Facebook was evil and deleted her account or something. I don't know. So I really have no idea. You'd have to find her and ask her what happened to her. Your guess is as good as mine. So I thought she was in here the other day. And no, I didn't flirt with her because I had a girlfriend at the time. So you should totally make videos about how humans survived the Ice Age as well as y'all. They didn't. Hey, Beauty, that's the problem with all that they want to talk about, that like some massive chunk of the population. They didn't. You do know there were less than 1,000 humans that survived the Ice Age in Europe. Like, it might have only been like 500 people, seriously, in the whole continent. So, and also the entire human race, some estimates are that during the last glacial period, the entire human race may have dropped to about 3,000. So when people are like, how do we survive? It's like, well, we didn't. It killed the hell out of us. So that's an estimate I've seen, is some experts think it could have been as few as 3,000 humans actually came through to down to the population at one time during the last glacial period. And most of those were not in Europe. All right. Is this pre-recorded? No. Why would it? You can't pre-record lives. What are you talking about? I guess you can watch them after the fact. I mean, if you extrapolate it, yeah, pretty much. Well, then you have cross-species stuff. So some of the other species we crossbred in different areas. So some of the other hominids. All right. So there's going to be a little bit of Cro-Magnon genetics on one continent, and then there's some Neanderthal in the other, and so on. So it looks like even with Neanderthal, most of them died out during the glacial period, and then we bred them out based on the data we have. So, but yeah, to some extent. But Neanderthals didn't have their looks like their metabolic rate was too fast to survive the glacial period. So a few of them crossbred all through Europe. So, yep. They simply couldn't survive. They couldn't find enough food to cover their base metabolic rate. How strong we believe, based on the structure, they were significantly stronger than humans, as much as double. Is Jason using AI to do these streams meanwhile? No, I don't load ammo anymore. It's just not a cost-effective use of time. I haven't hand-loaded in, honestly, since the last videos I did it. I don't know how to use AI. The only thing I use AI for is my thumbnails. I have an AI thing that came with my Microsoft account that makes my thumbnails. But it limits me to 60 a month right now for copies, so it's kind of annoying. It wasn't doing that. AI is everywhere. And it's making people dumb. Like, people will send those AI reviews as counter arguments to stuff, and I'm like, you do know that's not always accurate. Those AI summaries are oftentimes inaccurate. And then they will actually use them as arguments. I've had people do that on social media. Well, the AI summary says this, so you're wrong. I'm like, really? I got 3 meta-analysis that says I'm right. Good to see you, Jason, long-time listener. Always gave me motivation. That was awesome. Glad to hear it, man. Did you guys see that study, though, that the ChatGPT users have lower brain activity? It actually, using too much AI is actually making people stupid. As a developer, AI makes me 10 times more efficient. So, yeah, Coach always goes, we go to primary sources, right? Let's go look at the data. AI is now drawing its information from AI. It's all going to crumble, right? Yeah, ChatGPT is it's pretty bad. Whew. At least we're working up a good little sweat. It may disconnect me, guys. It just dropped me to 1 bar. So, unfortunately, I'm the primary source. I'm holding out, not using it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so the workout will be interesting for the vlog today. Like I said, I'm happy with the way it went, but I feel like I need to probably do more laterals. I'm almost debating if I want to just replace pull-ups with weighted chins also. Do you take glutamine? No. Because I don't want to get lazy, right? You know, hit that like button, guys. Tell them, Rufio, we need to get those likes up for Coach. Right? Coach needs them likes. But if I keep this sweating up, I'm going to see where my weigh-in is at. We'll see if we have a whooshy whoosh. Boost them legs. No pull-ups as the squats. No, I mean, they're technically not. It would be dips because squatting is a pushing movement. It puts the limbs into extension. All right. More engagements for Coach, please. There you go. Tell him. No, I might do chins. I don't know. Or I could just keep hammering my curls. I do like the pull-up. Part of me is going, you know, if I just build more arms and delts. I feel like I'm doing good with the triceps and just, at this point, just benching and dips though. I feel like 9 sets of dips to failure a week should cover my triceps. Is a 3-plate weighted pull-up a reasonable goal? I mean, it's unrealistic if you're at a high body weight. What do you mean a reasonable goal? I mean, it's a good goal, but let's not pretend that's not elite. You know, like if you think a 315 bench is a difficult goal to reach, then a 3-plate pull-up should sound insane. Because a 315 bench should be easier to reach. So just there's your context. 175. I don't know. How much total weight is that? I've done like 300 pounds on total weight. So whatever, do the math for me. Yeah, I mean, your back should look like mine if you can do that. Like you should have a massive back. Your lats should look like mine if you can do that then. 2 plates for chins is reasonable. Yeah, I'm 56 years. That's like saying is a 7-plate deadlift or, yeah, exactly. Hey, Blaha, how's it going? It's going, man. Getting my cardio done. I have a 2-plate pull-up, but haven't made any progress. Yeah, so you're talking about a big jump. I mean, you're talking about a major lift and you're like, okay, I'm here. I want to put 45 more pounds on it, but I've been stuck here for over a year. Well, no, that's probably not going to happen. That's like a 10-year goal then for you, right? You know, I mean, add microplates is not always going to fix the problem. If you can't add a rep, you're not going to microplate. It's not going to matter either. I mean, you could, but it's psychological at that point. I think people have to remember that. You know, and even then, I mean, sure you can. I mean, it will add up over time, but dude just needs to do better. Yeah, he just needs to do better. Probably needs to train harder. That's also part of it. But yeah, I think definitely now that I'm doing the stuff where I'm going to failure again, I'm realizing how lazy people are. Man, that was good though. I think I'm gonna keep doing that for a bit. I have a follower who talks to me regularly and he's like, I don't know, man, you shouldn't be doing squats to failure. And I'm like, I don't know, why not? Kashmir, fly sadly, yep. You know, that's the other thing, you know, people are always like, well, how do I get here? And then I'm like, well, is everything else optimal in your life? You know, do you get stuck with a lift? And I'm like, well, what's your diet look like? Like, what could be better? I'm like, so why aren't you addressing it? I mean, no, literally, like someone might be like, well, I eat about whatever, 3,000 calories. I'm like, well, how much of it is completely clean, whole food, antioxidant rich? And they have 500 like empty calories in there somewhere. I'm like, so why aren't you filling that with foods higher in antioxidants and phytonutrients and other stuff so that you get more recovery? You're wasting potential. Or they're like, no, I don't optimize my sleep, so why don't you add another hour of sleep? I've started doing T-bars, hopefully they help my lats. But do you really think that's going to be the solution? You know, yeah, so many lifters do junk volume, you know. That's the interesting thing. I wasn't doing junk volume, and I even though everyone was like, you look bigger there, your arms look bigger in that older picture. I'm way leaner now. But I was doing no junk volume. And I was just going really hard. I wasn't even doing any isolation work at all, other than an occasional rope press down. Not that many people. This is actually really low, Becky. Becky, bro, you're not a single mom with 5 kids. Just stop. Pull-ups are the best for pure. Yeah, pull-ups are the best for light growth. I've neglected bent rowing for quite some time. Yeah, Becky, hit that like button. No, he's right. At least get the likes up for me. You know, you're gonna come in here and pretend to be a girl. That's hilarious. Like someone's gonna pretend to be a girl, but then they're gonna talk about being a single mom with 5 kids. My kids have to go. Like, just stop. Like, nobody's buying it. Oh, bro. You're cray cray. I remember him in here last time. I feel surprisingly good though after all the sets to failure. I thought I would be tired. I'm not. Do you have casein as a protein? No, I just do whey sometimes. I'm low on whey and I don't feel like buying more. If you guys want to buy me some more, my Amazon wish list is linked under everything. Coach, that guy hasn't been in live for a while. No, but I did have trolls come through. I made that statement and all of a sudden I had trolls hit my Facebook finally and make a new account. It's been weeks since the troll has posted anywhere but a live. One of them made 2 accounts to come at my Facebook this morning and the same thing on comments here. So it's kind of funny. I guess I taunted them, so I'll just quit doing that. We need them to die out. I'm gonna see if I can get to a shadier area where I can read this screen better. So I can keep talking to your YouTube. Like again, another way that Facebook is way better than YouTube. YouTube, as soon as the screens get darker, their color choices make it hard to read. You can't read the letters for the people typing, but you can on Facebook. Yeah, you're right. That guy, I think he got bored, or he's the other malicious one who made other stuff because he knows that he can't get his other thing through anymore, so he just resorts to it. Is it a good idea to do 3 sets of chins daily? No. I'm going to say be very, very careful doing any exercise that could cause overuse daily. You know, daily stuff should be restorative. You know, if you're going to do something daily, it needs to be band work, reverse hypers. Weighted chins daily? No. Coach, biceps have always been lagging, but recently I've added 9 sets of various chins twice per week. I've already noticed an improvement. I'm wondering, that's too long, dude. I can't read that with this lighting. You guys gotta trim these questions down. Wondering if that much volume, yeah, long term is probably going to be a problem. You're going to have overuse. Coach, what's your opinion on the passport bro movements? Total losers. Absolute beta losers. All of them. Like they should be embarrassed to even post that stuff. They're not men. Or little boys who pretend to be men is a general rule. That whole incel, red pill, MGTOW are literally losers. Yeah, they behave up on life. There's no good women in America. It's like, come on, guys. There are plenty of good women in America. And I get it if you meet a woman who happens to be a foreign national or whatever, fine. But they're actively seeking it out as a movement. Yeah, that's just thoughts on Rolo tomatoes. I don't have thoughts. It's a vegetable. Most vegetables are pretty good. All right, what's your take on chin-ups, dips and lunges as body weight training? You need to add weight, progressive overload. So no, you shouldn't be doing just body weight movements. I would say you meet me and I'll prove you. Yeah, I'm good. No, if you were a woman, you would already have contacted on social media and proved it. It's like it's super, super easy to prove a person is who, somebody. Like if there's someone who said, Jason, I don't believe that's your real voice or whatever, I just go over and just shoot a quick video to them talking. Like it's super easy. So y'all, it's just silly. You have to go to Thailand or what to find it. Yeah, so the passport bros are ridiculous. Have you tried an anonymous? I don't know what that means. So, Lars, retype that in English. There's something lost in your translation. Becky, I'm not interested in meeting you. And I could afford some coaching. Right? There's some advice for a friend last year about this. And I could afford some coaching. So, anonymous taxi. Okay, Lars, so start this over. Is this a video game? Anonymous taxi, is this a TV show? Is this a sports team? Why'd my grocery cart make you nauseous, dude? My grocery cart was all Whole Foods. Coach not interested, it would appear. All right, Becky looks pretty good. Yeah. Well, that's cool. You should hit her up. Autonomous. Okay, Lars, we have to go into this conversation again. What is an autonomous taxi? So I don't know what that means. Self-driving. No, dude, I saw Maximum Overdrive when I was a kid. I'm good. So yeah, I didn't know that's a thing. So first time I've ever heard of it. We have self-driving taxis. All right, Coach, I'd love to go to the Philippines. Why? I don't have a passport right now. No, why would I want to go to the Philippines? All right. You ever got any weird workout injuries like a hernia? No. If you increase lift by 5 pounds, how much muscle gains? There's no way to track that. Probably a tiny amount. Do you think Liver King's crazy spiral is due to PEDs? I don't know. I don't know enough about Liver King to know exactly what his spiral is. Waymo is a self-testing driving taxis. Yeah, no, I don't have a need for a taxi. I mean, the only time I use Uber these days is to go to the airport because it's way cheaper than trying to park your car and all that nonsense. You get around to meeting. Why would I want to meet Jason Genova? I'm just going to get rid of you. You're a weirdo. Like, you care about Jason Genova, you need mental help. Get out of here. Thoughts on Tony Yu, Haram in Thailand? I don't have thoughts on that. He sounds like a degenerate. All right. I think your free-spirited approach is perfect for a culture like the Philippines. What am I going to do in the Philippines? I'd love to see you shoot content there. Not really. I just live. My content is lifting weights, dude. So, I already tell you guys I don't give my personal life on here. How do you make you think I'm necessarily even available for that? Like, I could be married and you not even know it, and my wife would get really pissed if I went to the Philippines and banged hookers. You know, since you guys don't know my actual personal life, I could literally be married and you wouldn't know it. Okay, it's 25% body fat too much, even though it's progressive overloading. 25% body fat is you are fat and you're hurting your health. You need to stop. Eastern Europe would be a better place. So, yeah. No, dude, you don't need to be 25% body fat. You don't need to gain body fat to gain muscle. It is completely unnecessary, guys. When you use Uber, you might have a self-driving taxi. They partner with Uber. Okay. Well, I haven't been to the airport this year, so I haven't used an Uber. Yeah. So, you know. Yep. Yeah, this guy over here, this guy's talking about being 25% body fat, then he thought my grocery cart made him nauseous of Whole Foods. So basically, you're a fat ass who eats junk food. Is what you're telling me. Like, so all my brown rice and sweet potatoes and vegetables made you nauseous, and you're like, I'm 24% body fat. Yeah, you're just a fat fuck who eats disgusting fat people food. Why are you even on a fitness channel? Or single moms like myself overlook. What? Becky, get out of here with your trolling. We know you're not even a woman. All right. It's 20% body fat. Guys, why are you all walking around fat? Get leaner. You will be healthier. You'll be fitter. You'll even have better relative powerlifting total. Right? Burger less. I wonder if they know that their domestic spat got heard by an audience on YouTube. All right. Can't read my screen. Hold on. See what's going on here. Actually want to. Yeah, I can't read the screen, guys. Sorry. It's too much sunlight. I'm like walking right by shade, but the sun is hitting and I don't want to walk in the grass. There's like a whole shade covering my body. It's everything but the phone. All right. I cut out doing that, coach. Oh, did it? Cool. Let me walk over here. I got to get around this guy's lawnmower. That's not good for the stream either. 30 views, 10 likes. I know, right? Brian Shaw is on steroids. Yes, obviously Brian Shaw is on steroids. Jason, when shooting... All right, Chad, I'm going to have to ban you now. You guys know all Pew Pew chat is bannable. I've made that very clear. It hurts my algorithm to even have the comments there, so I'm going to have to ban you. I told you guys this numerous times. All right, next. Sorry, you already know this. I've said it repeatedly. All right. What do we got here? I know it's better performance at higher body fat. Okay, let's get rid of this fat dude. Promoting being fat, that can go out of here too. All right. Now that I can see the screen slightly, let's clear out all the nonsense. Becky's gonna need to go in a minute too, because that's weirdo. This dude's kind of strange. Not even talking about fitness, keeps talking about being a single mom. So let's see, Becky's gonna have to go. You gotta go too, dude. Ban hammer indeed for the trolls, there we go. So, let's come back over to fitness related content, guys. All right, Laurie, she's like, on you, you're in another country. Yeah, it's just a dude. Weirdo. Another troll, let's just get rid of him. All right. Coach taking out the trash. Yep, got to get rid of it. Take out all the trash. Well, at least we've held a little better connection here this time. I've probably hit an hour because I had to deal with connections, reconnections. We've probably done our first hour, which is good. All right. I like dudes. Okay. Well, I mean, that's your business. I'm not going to judge you for that. 2025. All right. All right. What other comments and fitness related topics do we have besides people talking about being single moms and being fat and wanting to be fat? It's one thing if someone says, hey, they're overweight, they want to lean out. It's another thing when they're actively promoting being fat on a fitness channel. It's like, no, we don't need it. All right? We don't need it. But I think for some of the people who are losing performance training sets, I think the vlog today will be interesting, with every single set today taken to failure, including anything with safety pins, dropping it on the pins pretty much. So, and I feel good. Like, I don't feel like I overexerted myself. Do you program stomach vacuums? I did some this morning. I have to have an empty stomach to do them. Like, I have so much fiber during my feed window that it's not workable. But I've started messing with them. So I feel like stomach vacuums, even for me, good idea. We might be losing the stream though. It's down to 9 people and I'm down at 1 bar. So this stream might have died. I'm gonna start walking back towards my house though. I don't know that you can program stomach vacuums. You just do stomach vacuums. It's not like something you can really rep and set, or progress on, right? I tried Wegovy for 2 months last year, lost 10 kilograms, insane. Gained it all back again though. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. That's the problem with fat burning. So that's why people are like, Coach, why don't you do any of this or that? And I'm like, because there's going to be rebounds. I'm using diet and cardio, mostly just using cardio, because then I can keep my food high and keep my metabolic rate as high as possible. Right. So what I'm doing with my food is literally trying to keep my metabolic adaptations minimal. That's why I'm eating as much carbs and fiber as I can get away with, and just using hours of list cardio. Coach Ken, use some. No, anyone who's obsessed with looks maxing is a loser virgin. Stop. Go get some pussy and you won't care. Done. All right. That was just for fun. Did not need it, but it was fun. Okay. Yeah, I got that crown. There you go, Peppermint. I had someone link me one of the looks maxing guys making videos. I'm like, wow, this guy's never been laid. I could already tell. Giving advice to other guys who've never been laid. And like, y'all just need to stop. Women don't care about any of this crap. They don't care. In fact, they're going to be turned off by it. They don't like when dudes is staring at their own face in the mirror all the time. Like, you need to be looking at them. Like, they get pissed. They don't like it at all. Like, you want to dry a woman's pussy up. Start obsessing over your facial aesthetics and your eyebrows. You might as well have just poured sand on it. All right. Now, she just wants you to be reasonably good looking and be confident. And all right, Lars, I appreciate the super chat. I don't know how much that is in dollars. It'll tell me at the end. It's like $3. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Coach. Yeah, these guys are too self-obsessed. Yeah, women don't like that at all. Like, not real women. No. So you guys are obsessed, and I'm not telling you not to get in shape. Look, being in shape and having some muscle and a good body composition helps, but women don't care about your eyebrows. Would you rather have a good jawline or a good chest? I don't know. If you get lean, you'll have both. So let's come back over to all this conversation about, oh, I want to bulk and gain fat. Yeah, just get lean. Lean bulk, make lean gains, recomposition like I'm telling you guys to do, and it will resolve these problems. Coach, do you have any travel agencies? I've never been to Asia. I have no interest in going to Asia. I don't care about anything that's happening in Asia. I don't even know what a travel agency is. I don't even know what that means. You travel, you get on an airplane. All right. That is what surgery is for. All right. Dudes get their transplants these days that aren't even going bald. It's just, yeah, I don't get it. And then bald dudes have no trouble getting women. Yeah. All right. Really. So, whew. All right, heading back to the house. We got at least an hour done. It's hard to tell with that first dropout how long this stream is, but I'm going to assume we hit an hour. I will assume. Coach, just get on the plane. Yeah, dude, if I fly somewhere, I go buy a ticket and I go get on the airplane. What are you talking about, a travel agent? You see many people on your walks? Yeah. I'm not even the only shirtless person I see on my walks. The women all have bras on though if they're out. They have a sports bra or something usually. But you know, other dudes be out walking or jogging without shirts all the time. Riding bikes. All right. Hey Jason, how'd the training go? It went good. You'll see the vlog. I did every single set to failure and I did not lose reps. You see any other guys in shape? I mean, they're not where I'm at, no. There's one of the guys is an active duty army who jogs around. He's in good shape. I mean, he's not at my size, but he's in good shape. One guy who does like cycling competitions, he's in shape, but he doesn't have much muscle. Coach is a C-17. I don't know, what are you talking about? Is this Pew Pew Chat, which is a bannable offense in here now? I've told you guys. Oh, the G-17. Yeah, Pew Pew Chat's got to go. You guys already know that. We've discussed this numerous times. Not allowed on YouTube. Hurts my money. I mean, I'm not warning people anymore. I've already warned you guys enough times. Y'all have seen me ban people for it over and over. I don't even bother to warn them. You guys should know this by now. All right, guys, I'm home. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you next time.